You already know, man. We back again. Attitude Era Podcast, AEW. We are here at the Grand Slam. The Incomparable Swerve City in the building, man.
Swerve, realist. Jeez, what's the word, man?
Yeah, man, I'm the manager right now, bro. You know,
Yeah.
you got 5 minutes, bro.
Clocking, man. It's New York minute time, man.
I'm my fitness family right
You
now.
want to start?
Nah, man, this is our format, so do your thing, man. I've been starting a lot. I've been getting a lot. We getting a lot of airtime today, so I'm good.
All right, so Swerve, let me ask you the first question.
Yes,
Like,
sir. Yes, sir.
how do you feel wrestling coincides with battle rap, like the connection? Because that's what the whole podcast is about.
Man, I don't really partake in watching too much battle rap, but I do like the ones I like, or the ones like he puts me on. My homie Ian, shout out Ian. He like shows us some stuff. I'm like, okay, it's definitely about positioning. It's like wrestling. It's like gaining ground. You know, when you're losing ground in the battle rap, like it's like, oh, okay, he's kind of like, oh, he's on his back feet. You never want to be on your back feet. Same thing with wrestling. You always want to like try to control like the spacing and all that timing, getting the crowd behind you, they behind you, man, it's crazy, rocking the crowd. So those are the parallels I find with it, and it's like so much. Like I feel like that's when wrestling really started opening up to me. I started finding the parallels between wrestling and like comedy, wrestling, battle rap, wrestling and performing just music, period, wrestling and like a film, a movie. It's crazy, man. It's mind-blowing.
Yeah, for me, it's the marketing that goes into it, because it's like the same thing with wrestling and battle rap. Like, you just can't have a match. Like, you know, matches can happen, but the biggest matches in battle rap are sold. It's grudge matches, which obviously wrestling was around before battle rap. So we definitely took a page out of wrestling's book to where, you know, you hype it up, you do press conferences, it's trailers, it's face-off, it's the shit talking back and forth on social media now that builds it up. So I feel like that's like one of the best comparisons too. And then the crowd, like we got our own heels and our own faces. It's like at those certain times, even got the bad guys, like the anti-heroes, like, you know what I mean?
And the cities too, like the city will sway the battle because you're
Yeah,
at home,
yeah.
and like, oh shoot, they New Yorkers, oh man, okay, and so that makes you have to go into it with a whole different mentality. Like you got to win them over when they're already leaning on this side. It's like a momentum shift, bro.
Yeah,
So,
always.
yeah.
Speaking of, has there ever been a match, a scenario where you were coming in and you might have either been like the beloved or the most hated, and going in mentally,
Yes,
like,
sir.
oh yeah, so this one, I'm him or I'm not him, and then the crowd gives you
2
something
weeks
else.
ago at All Out.
It
was like,
I think he's gonna bring that up.
It was like, oh man, we like them, but we love them. We love them. I'm like, I'm not going to try to like pull them away from what they already attached to. You attached to it, cool. It's like I compared it, like when I did the media scrum, I compared it to like if I'm Tom Brady and I'm in the away, I'm on the road playing on the away field. I'm not going to try to win your crowd over. You know, I'm going to just throw my touchdowns. That's all I can do. You know, or you just make it so like because.
Sports is a drama too.
Like the momentum shift and everything. Like some guys like a Russell Westbrook feeds off of that booze and stuff like that. Pat Beverly wants you to hate him, and that amps them up. That's the heel. That's the bad guy. Some people live off that, and that works in their favor too sometimes because that throws the other person off. Even though they are wanting to cheer them, this guy's getting off to the booze. That can throw other people off. So this is the same thing with battle rap. You're trying to find any which way to throw this man off a little bit, just to get that advantage, to get that ground.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Oh,
beautiful.
so if I may, right? So you have been both successful as a heel and successful as a face.
Yes.
And you talked to Kim about where your heart lies with Lakers, right? What would you say are the, advantages in difference to being a heel and in difference to being a face?
The advantage is always the heel because it's like you still have to play with house money rules with like the baby face. There's certain parameters you can't cross. It's almost like you're the noble, like knight in shining armor as the baby face. It's like Captain America always gets screwed over because he doesn't want to do the wrong thing.
Right.
He has to like, hey, like Tony Stark is always like, hey, we can go do this right now. He's like, no, that's not honorable. You always got to go to that code of honor with babyface. Heel, all bets are off. I can talk about your mama. I can pick up a piece of glass, scratch you in the fight. I can like do all these you have all these external things to pull from. And like nothing's off limits, you know. That's why heels always control the story. Like if you watch, like for me, like one of my favorite ones is Demolition Man. I love the movie Demolition Man because like Sylvester Stallone's character, he's a cop. He can't just go in there and kill people. He has to go, has to save this person, make sure this. He has protocols and all that stuff. He has to be noble. But the first opening scene, he's like, he got kids and family members, like hostages in a bus somewhere. He's like, oh yeah, he's doing cocaine. He's like talking his mess. He's like, and once again, the hero is in his home field. He had home field advantage. So he can do whatever. He can blow up this. He's like, I don't care about this place. I'm gonna blow it up, blow this up, blow this up, blow this up. And guess who still gets punished in the end? The babyface. Because he was in his home field. Yeah. You know, because he can play with all that. So it's a lose-lose situation for babyface a lot of times. It's like, I got him, guys, I got him. But the hostages are dead. You got to go to jail. I didn't kill him. No, but you're responsible because you're the babyface. You pay for everything.
Right.
You pay for everything. You lose stuff. You sacrifice. Heels don't care about losing anything. They'll sacrifice stuff to gain advantages and win. And that's the psychological thing. It's like that's battle rap. Like, hey, sometimes you can talk about my mom. I hate my mom. Fuck it. You can talk about my cousins. I hate my family. Like that's a heel. Yeah. Just like, so what can I do? What can I do to harm you if you don't care? So that's what I'm saying. Like some guys who like those heels, they can always get the advantage. But like you watch like a 8 Mile, and just like, oh, I know what you're gonna say. He flipped it on him, so it took all that power away from the heel. So now the heel's like, I got nothing. That's the psychology of this, man. And like watching the parallels, how you can shift in and out of all these different things, and like the storytelling, it's the magic of it. Like I can pull things, I can take my time, I can let things sink a little bit longer, just for people to feel it a little more. Like I can drop kick you in the face. If I drop kick you in the face and stand over you and look at you, and then start smirking a little bit, the camera zooms in on it. They're feeling it now. Oh, I'm settling in this, and the fans are like, "Oh, you want us to feel this too?" It's not like drop kick and move on. It's like, "Yo, I'm enjoying this," and you hate that I'm enjoying this. Now all these emotions can just start playing with people because heels can do that. They drive the story. You know, Kill Bill can go 2 movies because Bill is the heel at the end. Thanos can get 2 big blockbuster movies because the heel is at the end. He drives the story.
Fire.
Yes.
So,
No, I was gonna say, speaking of that, just in your time, even before you as a wrestler, like growing up, who would you say is like your top 3 heroes, like watching?
So it's not too long ago, but it's still pretty pretty recent, but still pretty old. Fairly enough. I think JBL is one of the most underrated heels of all time.
Super. That run he had on SmackDown, legendary.
I hated that man. I've never met him either. Never met him. And I kind of like at this stage, I'm like, I don't want to. I want him to sit in my heart as like one of the most hated individuals on TV for pro wrestling. In my mind. In my mind, because I felt his heat. It resonated. Because he gloated about it. He gloated. He would win and he would gloat. And he would just like tear you down, tear the city down wherever he was, like tear the opponent down, and like it was so good. To me, in my opinion, that's like one of the greatest heels in the like post 2000 eras. I don't think he gets enough love for it.
Right. So we got JBL. We got 2 more you need.
2 more. Roddy Piper, just aggressiveness. He's another one that just like always gain ground, and then like babyface like punch even to like what like just gain ground, and like that's like man. And then when he finally starts getting on his back feet, it's like finally got him. Oh snap! Oh, she did show up.
Yeah.
Paige.
Uh-oh. Oh, word?
Paige, yeah, she's here.
Oh, shoot.
Soraya.
Yeah.
Oh,
Get
shit.
it.
Fire.
Oh, we got the reaction.
We got the live, yeah.
Paige is
She
here.
like she about to wrestle, or she like she was coming.
No, she better wrestle.
Yeah, she about to
She
wrestle.
got cleared.
Yeah.
She got cleared.
She got cleared.
She got cleared.
Available.
Uh-oh.
Paige.
Who's she interrupting it?
Britt.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Crazy.
Crazy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What a night.
What a night.
You're here part of history.
Yeah.
Part of history. Look
Part
at
of
this,
history.
man.
Yeah.
Another heel, like, man, like all time. For me, number 3.
I'm gonna say the counterpart to JBL, Eddie Guerrero, because he could pull your heartstrings and take it right away.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
He can give you all his heart, but he can take it. He can just tear yours out at the same time.
Yeah.
That's a very not easy thing to do. I can make you love me as much as I want you to do, and then I can
Not
just
to make you hate me in the same
The same
Yeah.
segment, the same moment. Like, that is just magic
Yeah.
for me.
Fire. So battle rap, right?
Yes.
Touch base that way. Those some names if you're familiar. You can let us know any names that
man.
you're familiar with in battle rap.
You know, Loaded Lux is like one of the greatest of all time. DNA, man, incredible. Free, Teasy.
Jesus, like
That's my guy.
Yeah.
My buddy's on here.
Man,
The Conceited, like,
Yeah, okay.
These like probably like the big mainstream ones, you would
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
You know, oh shoot, man, I have his face in my mind.
You describe him? This happened to us
Yeah,
earlier.
man, we
We-
can
That's
guess.
terrible.
Heavier set guy,
Charlie
Drake.
Clips.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, that's one of them.
Shouts to Charlie.
Shout out the clip.
Clips, man. Shout out to Pat, man.
Rest in
God
peace,
bless.
Pat State, man.
Yeah.
World's greatest,
Yeah.
bro.
I really just started, like, when I saw that, I started, like, okay, I gotta, like, go down the wormhole and really start figuring out his work. And I'm like, that's just a cool, calm, collective, just, like, delivery of a dude. I was like, this man's just, like, smooth with it. You know, and then looking at him, I don't think you would expect that slick talk from him.
Nah,
Right.
you would never think that.
Golly.
You would never think that he was
Yeah.
able to be that. He's super witty.
Yeah,
Very.
You know what I mean, yeah, and it was like a lot of people like that. We got a group that we call it like last minute game. So it's like
Right.
everybody that's preparing at the last minute. So like I've heard stories. I've seen him before. Like literally be making it up right before he's gonna go on stage. And I don't even do that. And my shit, I'll go day before, day of.
Right,
before.
right. The prep time is
I'll
crazy.
even do it in the battle. Like I mean, freestyle and all that. But I wouldn't have enough confidence to. Be putting together like big part schemes, and he would do that shit so effortlessly.
That's
And it'll just
insane.
come off comfortable because he was so ill because he was able to go from being serious to really rapping. So like that's like the variable in battle rap where that's when you got like a mutant, like a 1-on-1. Because a lot of guys are either very lyrical or they're very joking. It's
Yeah.
rare when they can get out of both. So Pat Stay tell a joke and then land a punchline right after, and then go into a syllable pattern.
It's so
Rhyming
crazy.
the same word, but he's telling a story.
That's,
You know what I mean? And that's the, like, people don't understand that technique. Like, to
That's
stay
a
on the same,
multi-science to that.
yeah, to stay on the same word and make the story make sense while you're doing it, but still land. Like, I'm not just telling a bland story. I'm gonna add punchlines in it. I'm gonna add charisma, jokes.
Yeah.
And he's like one of them guys that was like crazy to do it. And the thing about it is, maybe a lot of, you know what I mean, fans and supporters gave him his flowers. I mean, when he's not here in the physical, but even yourself being a lyricist, me, all of us, we always used to be like, that's not the nigga you wanna. You know what I mean? Like when I battled him, I psyched him out and it worked. I'm like, yo, you know what I mean? I'm just smarter than like my IQ is like, yeah, if I go ahead and just let him do what he does and I do what I do, he's a little ill at it. So I'm like, yo, man, you about to just tell a bunch of jokes you can't rap. And luckily, he didn't kick it into the third. In the third round, he destroyed me. Because he started doing all that shit. The first two, I won the first. The second is like in the air, and then the third round is what we remember from the battle.
Man, how much of the rivalry like does carry over to like outside of the battle, or is it like just like, man, okay, we in this moment, we're selling this?
Nah. You know what it is? It's as you get older. Like where I'm at now, I don't really got. It's all business.
Right,
But
right.
you know when I'm first young and in it, and you know anybody challenging the craft, you take that. Yo, this
Yeah.
nigga's whack. I'm taking it personal. So
Yeah.
like a lot of battles got created like that. But I would say like 90% of everybody super competitive. But you know, just like with wrestling, it's always that 10%. You get that Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels situation.
I
mean,
get a
it's
little
real.
tight. Gets
So,
a little
yeah.
tight.
Yeah, so what happens? Because
Yeah.
you know what it is? Because it's a lot of the same way, like you said, cutting the promo. a lot of things are not off limits. That's said. That's the same thing in the battle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've even seen friends go there with an agreement to go in there and just put on a show, and then somebody don't want to lose in the low blow. You know what I mean? It said like it was like, damn, I thought we agreed not to do that, and now that's just gonna spill over into real life. So yeah, it gets tricky, but I mean that's why I compared it to wrestling, because it's like, you know what I mean, a lot of people will go, wrestling is fake. Yeah, until somebody gets hurt. Until it's a real situation. Now, it's not fake. You know what I mean? People would say that with battle rap. Oh, battle rap's fake. They just up there arguing. Yeah, until it gets real.
Yeah.
Until the fight breaks out.
It's emotion.
You're
still playing with emotion.
Emotion.
You can, like, that's your heart, that's your, like, soul.
In fact.
Yeah,
and the thing why I feel like both are so, like, one of the highest forms of entertainment is because people never know what they expect. You know what I mean? Even the people in it. We can go here and have a whole plan of how the match is going to be played out or how this battle is going to go, and then you walk out with a different result, and everybody's like,
it's
oh,
the
shit.
suspense to it.
Yeah.
And, like, I feel like people want to be on the edge of their seat by like round 3, by round 2, you know, but people want to be on the edge of the seat like when like people like finishers start getting kicked out of, like, okay, now it's just getting real. You want to pull the people, you want to bring the people on that ride.
Right.
And I feel like both art forms do this.
Yeah.
Like, and
Sure.
to see people do it at the highest of levels is nothing but like, it's just appreciation for it. You know, you can't help but just like appreciate it and love it.
What's your wrestling? Well, hold on.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want. I can't see.
I was gonna say connected to that. Has something like that ever happened to you?
Yeah.
In wrestling, in a
Yeah.
match,
Yeah.
and carried on into the ring?
Yeah, for sure. It would never like, I would never like say it took it to a point where like, oh, what if these dudes are just like fumbling around, just like scrambling in the ring or nothing like that. It never got to that point, but it definitely got to points where it's like, okay, we gotta have the conversation into that. Yeah, we gotta talk. Yeah. And especially like, cause you also gotta see these people again, and you know, like, I felt like entertainment industry, you always gonna see somebody later on. You always gonna see like somebody's gonna be higher, somebody's gonna be lower. But
we always going for one thing for certain, we're gonna see
you. We're gonna see each other again. That's why I love that saying. Like, I'm gonna see you again.
I'm gonna see you.
And then just walk off. Like, cause it is a true thing. Like,
it's inevitable.
It's not just talking mess. I'm like, no, he really could see you again. Man. Like, then you just trying to want to be like, for me, I just always want to be in the best position where, like, you don't have to like me, you don't have to, but at some point you won't need me.
That's the best way to do it.
That's a fact.
Yeah. My last question before we had you had another one.
Yeah, I wanted to know. You know what I'm saying, your wrestling Mount Rushmore, brother.
Ooh, there's one. I feel like one face is like shared. Rock and Austin, they have to share that.
Okay.
They have to share one spot. That takes up a slot.
Half rock, half Austin.
Yeah, I feel that.
Okay, I feel that that's my favorite rivalry of all time ever.
And I don't think one gets wrestling to that crazy moment and attitude era without the other. Like, I really don't believe, because like I feel like Austin got it there, and then 2000 and on, Rock took it, boom, they creating SmackDown, all of that. I feel like the Rock, boom. I mean, the Austin was like here, boom, and then Rock took it.
But
yeah. I don't think we have two. I don't think we have two brands without that.
He's excited. Right now.
Listen, and he does this for a living.
Yep.
Okay, he does this for a living.
And I've talked to The Rock. I've met the man. So like, I really, I feel like that's one slot.
Yeah.
You got to put Hogan up there.
Absolutely.
For just being the guy for two brands.
Yeah. Hulk Hogan has the best heel turn
ever
in history. And drew top in both brands
at a high level. And then,
the only way we're gonna see that, and like the only way we're gonna see that again is if like we do it here with like Bryan Danielson and Moxley. That's the only other time we're gonna see that.
Yeah. And then we see them go heel for 6 years.
6 years
before he turned back to babyface.
Yeah. He had crazy runs as a heel and as a face.
That's very rare.
Literally, like among the greatest.
Yeah,
I'm
sure. We're talking about 6. Did you hear what I said?
No,
6 years.
Hey.
Yeah.
And the character's not getting old. Like,
the guy down the hallway, Sting, was there.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So Hogan.
You got Rock Austin, Hogan. We got 2 more slots.
You gotta put Flair there,
Absolutely.
and I'm gonna say Cena.
This is a ruthless aggression,
I think
baby.
there's no way Cena can't. Like, if you're talking about top wrestlers of all time, so if you leave Cena out, to me, it's just a hate
It's just,
kind of
I'm
thing.
like, oh, cause
How you leave
like
Cena?
no, he's one of the ones that will get his flowers
Yeah.
later on.
Yeah.
Like I think it's like because he's still around, so I think we haven't put that stamp on him yet. But another 10 years, we're going to be like, yeah.
Look, Cena hasn't been around in a while actually wrestling, but I guarantee whenever that theme music is and comes,
Right.
everybody is going crazy.
But I really don't feel like you get. I really don't think you get. I really don't think you get flowers till you're gone.
But he is the definition of you're gonna make sure you're gone.
2000.
When he came back, how crazy everyone went.
Yep. Oh, I agree. But like, I don't think you really get your flowers till you're gone and out, and you're like, we miss you, and you can't come back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's that feeling. You know. Yeah, that's the Mount Rushmore. in my mind.
Well, I gotta ask him one question before we get to the last one, just because my curiosity gets the best of me. To relate,
back,
to relate to the battle rap and wrestling. A big thing in battle rap is leagues. There will be different leagues, some bigger than others. Sometimes there's drama between leagues. There's competition, creates a better product. Some say. How do you think that compares to wrestling and just the universe? And
Man,
how things are going?
like it's literally the driving force of any industry. You have to have competition. You have to have like leagues and like promotions, like different layers of it. Like you got to pull talent from somewhere, and talent's always going to grow, and they have to have somewhere to grow. You have to have somewhere to pull them from to grow them. You know? Or you can be like, we're playing Madden. Hey, bro, I'll trade you the 2nd round pick and give me your right guard, and I'll give you this wide receiver. I know he's young. This dude's like, he's cool. He's done a couple things, but you need him, and you need him. But I can groom him. And you're just like, that's the same thing. Like with wrestling, like, oh, I can do something with him. I need this. And it's that. It's almost like casting calls. Like, all right, we have a lot of these parts, but I don't have that. It's a circus too. Like, not everybody can be acrobats. You need a strong man, you need a bearded lady, you need a clown, you need someone who can tame the lions, you need someone who can ride the motorcycle, you need a balance beam guy too. You can't have too much of one thing. And trading those things, understanding like, oh, we are overstocked on this, but we can trade you 3 of these or let 3 of these go to pull one of these. And sometimes there's trends too. Some people are tired of this for so long.
Yeah.
We want to see a little bit more of this now. So it just fluctuates and changes. Right now, like with AEW and WWE, it's the perfect moment for people to like, hey, I'm not happy here, or I'm not happy over here. I can go over here. We can negotiate. So now, guess what they have to do? Like business booms because people don't want them to leave. Like, no, your value is here. I want to keep you. So what happens? They pay you more. They put you. They place you in
Always
different
like
things.
this competition, man.
You have to. You have to. 'Cause especially when like, oh man, they were a faction there. They did very good business. One of them, like a couple of them left over here. Man. Management changed. Everybody's going up here. I gotta keep them here because if I get them, they go back. The business will boom again.
Yeah.
So now we gotta do something with them. You know, it's so much like science and business to it, and it's beautiful. I think it's beautiful. Like I explained it this way. I was on Who Kids podcast yesterday. I was like, okay, it's 2 different parties going on across the street. One party is your friends hanging out, whatever, but the parents are still upstairs. You can't have too much fun, but it's a good time. The party across the street is a big old music is going. The lawn is like there's people. There's a car parked on the lawn. Like music way too loud. People are vomiting. Oh my god! Oh my god! But like, the music's too loud, and for so long. Can I just have some water? I don't want to no, we're drinking all night, bro. No, like I would really like some. So there's benefits to like both parties. You can have a fun time over here, but you know,
can't keep the music too loud, and playing Scrabble and Trouble and like all these like Monopoly, watching like some little like PG-13 rated movies. No, they got porn on over there. They got this over there. They got that.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah. We're gonna let the mom wonder.
But like man, but you can have fun on both parties. You just got to understand what kind of fun you're getting into before you go to these parties. And you know what? Who's to say you can't stay at that party?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go over here for a little bit. I'll be back by 9. Be back by 11. Or hey, I want to get some sleep. I'm gonna head over to Trevor's place because it's nice and quiet. And they have a good time, and they got a nice couch in the bed. You go over there. That's what wrestling is right now. There's 2 parties going on. One's a party. One's a party, but it's a good group of friends just chilling. And there's nothing wrong with that either.
This is what we doing. This is the blowing company.
Oh, you see what's walking around here?
So the last question before we get out of here is this: what is your favorite time in wrestling?
Favorite time?
Yeah.
Ruthless Aggression guy, man.
Bro,
02. First of all, 02 was when I started watching it, like, religiously, like, straight, like, every day. Stayed up on the product. Rey Mysterio debuted. That's what made me start watching it. He's my favorite wrestler of all time still to this day. I'm good friends with him. He's like an uncle to me. I toured with him in Mexico. I wrestled him. So for that era is like just like to my heart because of that man. You know?
Fire.
And so and it's that roster was just so stacked.
And then that roster created the main eventers for today too. Like that's when Edge became his peak, started getting his peak. Angle was on fire. Like
Jeff stepped up too.
Jeff stepped up. Brock, RVD got the world title a couple years later. Eddie was still doing peak Eddie. Like we just got Cena introduced. We just got Brock introduced. You know, Evolution was coming around the corner with Orton, Batista. You know, like that core. That Kane was still can do comedy, but laugh, take the mask off. Do like just one of the most versatile performers in this decade, in this industry. Period. Like Taker was still like Biker Taker, still transitioning back to dark side. Man, like
Booker T too.
Booker, Goldust,
Mark Henry. That's when he became the Hall of Pain.
Hall of Pain.
Yeah, Hall of Pain.
Teddy Long was entertaining every week. Big Guerrero was coming. Big Show winning all the world titles. You know, man, Trips. Sean came back. Hogan came back.
Triple H, and then
Hogan came back. Like WrestleMania 18, him in Toronto with The Rock. Bro, that
Crazy.
like think of all that we were getting. Like, and people are complaining, "How can we book this show and to get all these stars?" I'm like, you see what the hell was going on in 2002? Like everybody was just on.
That's what influenced the draft, if I'm not mistaken.
Yup.
That's
Flair and Bischoff.
Flair
and Bischoff came in too.
Yeah.
Like, bro, it was crazy. Crazy time. Man.
So.
Well, there y'all have it, man. Attitude Era Podcast. Swerve in the building. TZ in the building. Z. Warren. High Def on the cam. AEW Grand Slam. Appreciate it.